Just starting recording. So we were having a conversation this morning around, so we both have teenage daughters. My daughter's 16. How old is Kat?
15.
Both sophomores in high school.
Oh, yes. And by the way, I was talking with someone yesterday and mentioned that I had a 15-year-old daughter. And she was like, no way. No way.
You
look way too young.
You're like 24. Did you have her when you were 8? You didn't?
Nope.
You were not an 8-year-old mama?
No.
I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. You should be teaching us how to be young.
Just be silly.
You got that? You got that in spades.
Yes.
Yeah, so being silly and having teenage kids. So I have been frustrated. It's like, okay, how is my education system? How's our education system working for my daughter? Like, is this making her happy? Is this setting up her on a life path to be happy?
Yeah. Let me just take a deep breath. Yeah. It's been a struggle. It's been a struggle on this end.
Has it?
Yes, it has.
Tell us.
It's been, I felt for a long time. Well, my daughter's in.
Can I just interject that we're moving this conversation in a direction. So for me, I had a great conversation yesterday, and we had a great conversation this morning that is really moving this forward. So good place now, and it's been frustrating. It's been hard in the past.
Yes.
Tell me.
So, for my daughter, she's in 10th grade now, and then I guess around middle school, what I was noticing and what she was, has expressed, that she was feeling like being, I guess, a square peg in a round hole. And I was just telling her the other day, because she was talking about her frustrations again now.
Good.
There's so much I could say, but she was talking about her frustrations even now with online school, and just that idea of feeling like it's not a good fit for her, and like she's, she has her interests, but school for her right now is like trying to be interested in things that she's not interested in, doing things a way that she's, it's hard for her to do.
Yeah. It's like punishment.
Yeah.
Daily hell.
Yeah.
So I just started reading this book last week, maybe, by Joel Salton, called Fields of Farmers. And I love Joel Salton and his work. And the foreword in the book is by the editor of the Stockman Grass Farmer, Alan Nation. And he talked about, okay, in Europe, they're at 14 years of age in a number of countries, not all of them. the ones that are doing this are doing way better, right? Their unemployment rate is way lower. Their happiness quotient for these people is way higher because at 14 years old, there's a choice. You can do academic route. It's like, okay, here's your path. You're choosing this. You're going to college. You're going to do academia. Another route is get an internship. It's like there are, it's long tradition. Used to be, he said, he wrote at 10 years old. It was the choice. At 10 years old, you choose this or you choose this. And apparently a bunch of research has been done that people were happier when they chose at 10 instead of at 14.
I love that idea. I love that idea.
Right. So what my daughter wanted at 10 was to have a bookshop, coffee shop, toy store, clothing store. Like that for her running that, making clothes, making jewelry, choosing books, all of that would make her way happier, right? Like that's just, like if you create an environment around yourself of support, oh, that's possible? What?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I love that. I love that idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually asking my daughter too, like what she wanted to do, like what she wanted to do when, when she was younger, or what did she envision herself doing? And one thing that I have, hope that I have passed on to her is just the importance of listening, like listening to yourself. Like you're the one who gets to choose what you want to do, because I recognized that when I was in school, and just the things that I naturally enjoyed and wanted to do, I would mention those to my parents, and they were well-meaning, but they were not supportive of the things that I actually loved doing, unfortunately.
Tell me about that.
I loved theater arts. I loved dance. And it was like, no, that's not something that you should pursue for a living. I mean, why not? Sounds like fun to me. And just
still love that. You still love those things.
Yeah, I still do.
At 24 years of age.
Yes. But I think that, that was just my experience, that, oh my goodness, I don't, for my daughter, I want her to know that you get to decide. And it took me many, many years of unlearning, like learning, I don't have to follow the advice of other people. I can listen to what's really going on for me, what's true for me. And as far as parenting goes now, in in what we're dealing with right now, I just am allowing my daughter to be as she is. She has her struggles, but it's not, I'm here for support, but it's not for me to fix.
So that's a crazy idea to me. It's like, what? It's not for me to fix? I don't understand what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's so out there.
I've tried to, I've gone down that path, but it didn't work. It did not feel good. So just like what you introduced me to access consciousness, which I really love. And I love that idea of just being in allowance. You know, I don't have to put up this wall of resistance, nor do I have to like accept things in the way of, there's how do you describe that there's a fine line between acceptance or an allowance, or not necessarily a fine line, but they're just two different things. So
Situation, because I'm not tracking.
what's that?
Give us a situation.
Let's see. So let's think of something my daughter might, she might have a view about, for example, she has very strong political views, right? And so I often think like she just does not like Trump supporters, right? She lumps Trump supporters, just as an example, as, all in one category. And, I do talk with her about that, like, well, people are different, people just, you wouldn't want someone to just look at you and just, put you in a box just when they look at you. So I can hear her, I can hear what she's saying. I don't have to accept her views, but I allow, like I allow, okay, that's, yeah, or interesting point of view.
Yeah, so acknowledging that I hear, it's like, okay, got it. This is where you're at. Good. And the cat is definitely chiming in here. And that space of allowance. There's the cat. There's the kitty. Oh, what a good kitty. Yes, what a good kitty. So, yes. Yeah, so this brings me to my conversation with my daughter yesterday. We went up the mountain. Two kitties.
Hello, kitty.
We went up the mountain, went up Mount Lemon. We had planned it from the weekend before, because I asked her that, and she was like, can we do it next weekend instead? So just that, having something to do together that she was engaged in, had just opened this conversation, and definitely opened the conversation around politics and taxes and responsibility of people that have lots and lots of resources, like Jeff Bezos. Responsibility, like they're not doing enough. He's not doing enough to fix these environmental issues, like Flint, Michigan. She said, I don't know what's going on in Flint, Michigan. Really bad water pollution for a long time, for decades. Like their drinking water is fucked up. And so my job is to listen. Like, okay, good. You're like, my wish is to connect. Like, I want my daughter back. Where is she? So when she shows up, my job is to listen. So we had a conversation around, okay, you want a meeting with Jeff Bezos? Ask for it. And do you accept that meeting or not? Like, switch roles. So I was having this conversation with her, and it's like, okay, we're in the meeting. What do you want? What do you want to talk about? And it takes work. It's how do I create a safe space for her to get to what she actually wants to say? And it's like, okay, I hear you have this interest, this strong passion. It's like, if you had a job, if I give you a job, what would that be? What would you do? And
wow.
she told me. And
wow.
what I heard I, as Gary, I, as father, offered her a job. It's like, I will pay you to do that. Here's what I do. You know, I create courses, I bring people together, and like, you get to create your team.
Wow, I love that, Gary.
You want to create a team, like bring your teenage friends together, and you know, her idea, you know, she's, you know, talking to experts who know these water issues. Like I said, you know, you could talk to the water department in Flint, Michigan. You can talk to, I know people that run groundwater treatment systems, filtration cleanup systems.
Wow.
It's like, do you want this? I will pay you to do it. And it was quiet for a while. We were on Windy Point, and we're walking back toward the car, and it was quiet for a while. And she said, "Are you for real?" I was like, hell yeah, I will pay you to do that. So that was the conversation. That's the spark. That's what, so I am here. I want support. To basically come together. Let's have this conversation. Do you want to have this conversation about your teenage child, with your teenage child? So here's what I see is I give my daughter the reins to create this, you know, the connection for and with the teenagers, and really create the space and lead that. And this is conversation with the parents. It's like, okay, you want to initiate and have this kind of conversation with your teenager. And it's ongoing. Like, I don't want it just yesterday. Like, and I lose her for the rest of my life.
What a beautiful gift to offer your daughter.
I'm offering it to me.
What'd you say?
I'm doing it for me.
For you. Wow. That's just so, like, wow, really. I mean, it to me, it's very, like, it's really honoring. Like, it's really honoring to her to, you know, to ask those questions, to listen,
Right.
to create that space.
Right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then she was open to engaging with you.
Yes, she is. Yeah. And it's once in a while at this point. It definitely got to the point yesterday afternoon where she was done with me. She was like, just, I don't want to do this. She said, okay, got it. Done.
Yeah.
And we'll see when the next, you know, structure development conversation happens, or the next work of when she wants to develop this. So I see course development, you know, I see, you know, developing these platforms, and I'm willing to pay for my daughter to do that. Like, as far as resume builder, as far as like, here are skills to bring to a potential employee, or as an internship or college. It's like, well, this is what we did. Here's the platform. We brought a team together, and we did interviews of experts, interviews of guest experts. Here's the platform that we created. Here's the website that we created. The course. So in each of these lessons, you can see those videos, those interviews, and we can see, as we move through this, this is where it went. This is the development that happened. And these are the skills that I have of, you know, to bring to your business. Like, yeah.
Right. That sounds like in what we'd call an education project-based learning, like real project-based learning.
Yeah. Yeah. So my invitation is for you parents to join this conversation. are you willing to pay? Are you willing to show up and have your child and you in this conversation? I'm willing to do that for my child.
I say yes.
I say yes. Tomorrow's an in. I am in. So I will post a link to the course that we are creating, where we're hosting these first conversations, and we'll see where it goes. We'll see who's in. And so I wrote in the comments already about this is my wish. This is my desire, is to have this ongoing. So thank you so much. I'm going to end the live recording. Stop live stream. Done.